Hello, Abhishek. Abhishek, how are you?
Hello.
Yes, Abhishek, going good. Everything is fine.
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. So, how about your preparation? How much you have covered? How much strong you are?
Yes, sir. But most of it is done. मतलब जितना सीखा है और उतना प्रैक्टिस भी कर रहा हूँ. So,
अच्छा, ठीक है। तो ओवरऑल ठीक ठाक है, लेकिन अभी है। तो अभी कितना टाइम मिल जाता है स्टडी करने के लिए?
right now I'm on मतलब जब कॉलेज खत्म है so I have the whole day for me.
ओह, गुड वन, गुड वन। तो अभी कोई फुल मॉक टेस्ट तो नहीं दिया ना रिसेंटली?
नहीं sir. But I'm giving short tests. I'm going to start practice now.
तो एक काम करिएगा, जरा आज ना शाम तक एक मॉक टेस्ट दीजिए।
Okay.
ये सिर्फ इसलिए कि थोड़ा सा ना, मतलब स्कोर के लिए नहीं, ये आइडिया लग जाए कि अभी मतलब कुछ थोड़ा सा मजा आया है नहीं आया है कितना है, क्योंकि टारगेट ना उसके हिसाब से फिर हम लोग करेंगे।
Sir, but मतलब there are many topics जैसे क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन, लीनियर इक्वेशन और ऐसे टॉपिक्स कवर नहीं हुए मतलब नंबर सिस्टम्स लेके या
हाँ
एलआर
बेटा।
का एलआर का टॉपिक्स कवर नहीं हुए सो आई माइट नॉट बी एबल टू आंसर दैट.
तो उसमें ना दिक्कत नहीं है, क्योंकि मतलब जो मॉक टेस्ट आप देंगे ना, ये कंसीडर करके कि अभी मैं स्टैंड क्या कहाँ करता हूँ और मुझे कितना और एफर्ट डालना है उसके एंगल से। गॉट। मतलब पर्पस ये नहीं रहेगा कि आपका स्कोर क्या आया। पर्पस ये रहेगा कि अभी मतलब थोड़ा सा आप में मोटिवेशन आया है नहीं आया है।
यस
क्योंकि
सर.
हर टू अभी ना इस मंथ में कम से कम आपको दो टेस्ट देने हैं।
ओके.
एक आप दे दीजिए मतलब आज 16 को, और एक आफ्टर 10 डेज,
ओके.
ताकि ये लगे कि जो आता है उसको फुल टेस्ट में कन्वर्ट जब करना हो तो आप कितने कॉन्फिडेंट हैं।
ओके.
फाइन। चलिए। सो आप वर्बल को लेकर, इंग्लिश को लेकर हाउ डू यू लुक एट, कितना अच्छा हुआ है, अभी कितना और रहता है?
राइट नाउ मैं अभी थोड़ा रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन पे फोकस कर रहा हूँ
ओके।
और फिर रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन देन ग्रामर पे थोड़ा फोकस करता हूँ मतलब प्रेपोजिशंस, प्रोनाउंस, मतलब वो सेंटेंसेस होते हैं ना कि सेंटेंसेस दिए होते हैं और वो बोलते हैं कि द फाइंड आउट द अप्रोप्रिएट एरर्स एंड कर चूज द करेक्ट आंसर. आई ट्राई टू
हम्म।
डू दैट.
हम्म। अच्छा। अच्छा, तो मतलब कुल मिला के कि अभी इन सब चीजों पे वर्क कर रहे हैं। ऑल राइट। गुड। अच्छा, जो अभी जो प्रैक्टिस है वो कितना प्रैक्टिस रोज कर लेते हैं?
एज आई सेड आई हैव द होल डे टू माई सेल्फ सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10 to 12 आवर्स हो जाते हैं.
ओह, गुड वन, गुड वन। और तीनों सेक्शन में ऐसा कौन सा सेक्शन जिसमें आपको लगता है कि यार हम नॉट अप टू द मार्क?
नॉट अप टू द मार्क मतलब आई वुड से लॉजिकल रीजनिंग अभी तक हुआ मतलब the classes haven't been
हम्म।
conducted so मतलब
अच्छा।
मैं इंडिपेंडेंटली कर रहा हूँ बट मतलब आप नहीं मतलब आप मतलब वर्बल हब के क्लासेस अभी तक
अभी नहीं
लॉजिकल
लगी है,
रीजनिंग के
लॉजिकल रीजनिंग की
शुरू.
नहीं लगी।
हाँ
हाँ।
इसीलिए थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है बट एक बार कंसेप्ट और ये सब क्लियर हो जाए तो आ जाएगा.
अच्छा। अच्छा, तो एक्चुअली वही मैं देखना चाहता था कि जैसे लगातार अगर डिस्कस करेंगे ना तो मुझे भी थोड़ा सा आइडिया लगता रहेगा कि क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ। तो हो
हम्म.
सकता है कि इस मंथ में ही थोड़ा स्लो रहे, लेकिन यह है कि वो विद इन जो फर्स्ट टू सेवेंथ जो जैन रहेगा, दिसंबर रहेगा ना, वो
यस.
बहुत हाई टाइम रहेगा। उसमें ऑलमोस्ट ऑलमोस्ट सिलेबस कवर करने का पूरा प्लान रहेगा। कम से कम
ओके.
मैं वर्बल का तो ऐसा सोच रहा हूँ कि वर्बल का ऐसा हो जाए। बाकी
ओके.
कोंट का एक बार मुझे टीचर से बात करनी पड़ेगी कि वो कैसे प्लान करने वाले हैं या फिर क्या कर रहे हैं। बट आई एम वेरी होपफुल अबाउट वर्बल वर्क। चलिए।
ओके.
सो अभी
सर
आज।
मुझे
हम्म।
सर मुझे थोड़ा इंटरनेट का प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है. कैन आई ज्वाइन थ्रू
हाँ, प्लीज 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 प्लीज।
यूट्यूब? यस.
ओके। Yeah. So, hello people. What we are going to do? We are going to discuss slot 1 2024 test paper. Okay. So the primary purpose of the session will be to just make you aware about what verbal section. Okay. So that you should know and then work on the strategy concepts and in short answers. Okay. In short answers mean you should know that how to find the main, I mean, how to use shortcuts, how to read passage and pick the answers. Okay. So in general, whenever you are looking at question, what you need to do, better to first read question stem first, so that you should know how to deal with. Because in reading comprehension, verbal ability, there are two things that need to focus on. So whether you should go with the verbal ability, that is the one part, and second, you should go with the reading comprehension. Okay. Now, as you know, verbal ability is always easier than what? Reading comprehension, because reading comprehension takes time in reading the whole passage. So it is always a part of challenge. And therefore, suggestion is always that look at verbal ability. However, what people follow as a strategy, that they first go through reading comprehension, save last 10 minutes time for verbal ability, and then they approach. It's also a good idea to deal with the questions. Yet, if you find that you are confident enough, if you find that you are confident enough about your verbal ability, then better to approach verbal ability first. Okay. And then go to the reading comprehension, because either you are smart, you are average, or you are weak. In all three parameters, reading comprehension will take time. Why? Because of the length of the passage and the timing of the passage. Okay. So verbal ability, as you know, it has para summary, it has odd one out, it has sentence completion, and it has possibly parajumble, right? Though these are the four one. So out of four, odd one out is time saving, sentence completion can be time saving, and para summary may take time, and after that reading comprehension. So what if you plan to solve all the verbal ability questions in 10 to 12 minutes? Then you will be able to go through reading comprehension. So the first 5 minutes, when you open the test, better to spend first 5 minutes to make a plan that what to deal. It's not wastage of time. Sorry. It is accuracy, saving accuracy, or moving toward accurate answer. All right. So now let us, with the timer, what if I go through the questions? Okay, then I need to make notes. One more important before we go to the passage, and that is types of question. Okay. So in RC, yeah. So there is one. So that is called specific question. Specific question means it line, word, or clue is given. So this is called time saving question. Second is reasoning question. Reasoning question means is asked that why author has mentioned what is role, because, in that, indicate that. It's also reasoning questions always give clues. All right, either word, line, or location. So it's also time saving. Third is Third is tone and function. Again, tone and function is quite specific with the few sentences. Reading with the few lines, either top or bottom or few lines, will help you to solve questions. It's also time saving. Number four, global question, that is about whole passage. Okay. So this is also time saving. Why? Because you know these shortcuts, that is intro plus conclusion. Now the two types of question, that is inference and evidence based question. So generally RC passages will consist of mainly evidence based, means what you need to look at whole passage and get the answer. And then you go to the, then in inference also almost 70 to 75% question will be when you need to go through whole passage. All right. So divide it and then plan to solve first 4 questions and then go to the last 2 questions. So what if you get 2 to 3 questions or 4 questions from 1 to 4? Mixing 4 questions and then you solve verbal ability 6 question 10, and after that you can take risk of 2 questions of inference and evidence. That is the good strategy if you are average student in reading comprehension. Okay, now let's go to question to check it. Now so it says Netflix had begun editing old episodes of Stranger Things to retroactively improve their visual effects. What is the purpose of this example used in the passage? Now, this is your given line, right? It's mean this is called specific question. And what is the purpose means reasoning question. It's mean this question can be solved quickly. So this is your first priority to solve. Okay. So instead of solving, better to you make a plan. Write down somewhere that we will do question number 1 first. Now question number 2. Which one of the following statement, if true, would best invalidate, not validate, the main argument of the passage? All right. So somewhere it is saying invalidate main argument. Main argument means what? Primary purpose. So you can take a risk of the passage without reading. So it should be also on your priority part. So question number 2, 1, 2. So number 3, which of the following statement about art best capture the arguments made in the passage? So about art means somewhere you need to look at the art part. So question number 3. Question number 3 should be your later choice. So at least you are 2 questions are in your control. Now question 4. Which of the following statement is suggested by the sentence back then? At least cinema was defined by its ephemerality, the sense that a film was good as gone once. Now you look at that suggested means inference question. It means question number 3 and 4 is time taking. So at least question number 1, 2, 3, 4 should be your second priority. Now you know that it is verbal ability. So that will be as you plan to write verbal first. So it's been question number 5. Note down somewhere that you are going to. This is your exam strategy. Question number 5. Then question number 5 is your verbal ability. Now again summarizes question number 6. Verbal ability. Right? So question number 7, it is passage. So question number 1, 2 is in your radar. Number 3 and 4 is your second one. Whether you will, it will depend on if your language of the passage is easy or you enjoy reading the passage. In that case, you can go through 1, 2, 3, 4 at one go. Otherwise, you can keep it as backup. Now, the author questions the ability of crafts to create substantial employment opportunities presently because. So because it's been what? Again evidence. It's been the author questions ability of craft. So what if it is not mentioned directly? Then again you need to work on. So ability of the craft means it is not highlighting. Hence we need to look at. Though it is a specific question means easy. In that case you should not recall. So question number 1, 2 and 7 is in your first preference. We can infer from the passage that medieval crafts guide resemble mass production. So question number 3, 4 and 8, secondary preference. Except question, secondary preference. It's been 3, 4, 8, 9. Not mentioned, 10. Then it's been 5, 6, 1 is your, then 11, question number 11. So what we are doing, we are going through all the questions just to consider that what to pick and what to avoid. All right. After that, we will start solving question. According to the text, Western bandicoots now have a flattering name because they have So again, it is a specific one. It's been question number 1 to 5 and 12. 1 to 4, 5. Yeah, 7 and 12. That will be your priority. The text use the word exclosures because, right? Again, exclosure will be given. It's been, it should be your priority. All right. Now, not. It's been second priority. Then which of the following statement provides a gist of the passage? Again, the summary. All right. Now, it's been till now you have almost 5 to 6 questions. The first paragraph of author is making the point that economists like Baker. Again, first paragraph, it's been, it should be on priority. So look at question number 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. So almost you have 6 to 7 questions from here to solve it except verbal ability. Times have changed for the once almighty discipline. We can infer from this statement. So this inference is easy. It's been, you can find line and then infer. So here you can apply shortcuts. It's been, you can solve it. Now the author critiques approach to behavioral economics 4. So now author blah blah blah, possibly it requires the whole passage. Now infer homo economicus. It's been, there will be some words homo economicus. It's been, it is specific, it can be touched. Now, it's verbal ability, right? So it will be in the priority one, verbal ability, priority one, and then again verbal ability, priority one. So now priority one, it's mean now we are clear. We are clear that what we are going to do. So it has, now we are going to solve all verbal ability first, and after that we are going to move. So here you can divide because you have good number of questions of reading comprehension, also almost 8 questions, and 8 questions, 16 questions. You can go with the 100% accuracy. Here you can solve it. Now the shortcuts for all types of question one by one, if you look at, then what will be? So question number 24 first we are going to attempt. Why? Because it's a part of verbal ability and then we can save time. It says there is a sentence that is, sorry. So understanding Central Asia's role helps development make more sense not only across Asia but in Europe, the Americas and Africas. So what you need to do, you need to look at where you can. So understanding Central Asia's role. So it's been that first it will be about some concern. Then the role come into existence because we have to place it later. Therefore, we should focus on first few words. So it is talking about role and in development, right? Now look, the nations of Silk Roads are sometimes called developing countries, but they are actually some of the world's most countries. They have cross boards of civilization in advance and disappear. So again, there is no concern, but it is generalist statement. Therefore, option A cannot be. Why? Because it is talking about role, and here it is about general statement. First, we need to talk about concern, and after that role will be mentioned. These countries lie the center of global affairs. They have since the beginning of history running across spine of Asia's. They from web connections and directions route along with the pilgrims and blah 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 blah. So route along with the disciplined warriors, nomads, and they have bought and exchange, adapted, refined. Look here. So again, there is no concern about the role. As I said that to mention role, we need to talk about. So general statement, and it's a progress of general statement. They have carried not only prosperity, but also depth and violence. Look, concern, right? Concern, concern, it's mean, if it is concern, it's mean now the role can be added. It's mean after that. So they have carried not only prosperity, but also death, violence, disasters, disease and disasters. And now it is Asia's role help development. So it will be C. Did you get the shortcut? What is that? So the shortcut is first you look at first few words and you should add the ideas and then you can solve in the question. But what if? What if you do not add logic, you do not make up mind of the question, then solve it will be a concern. So for question number 1, it will be option 3. All right. Option 3 is going to be your answer. So now question number 24. Oh, so it's save. Now, so again, it is also filling the blanks. Now look at the same approach. First, try to understand what is the message and then check. Check what is key idea. So the brain isn't organized the way you might set up your home office or bathroom medicines cabinet. So it is saying that the mind is not in that way. So what should be the previous sentence? Mind is not that way. It's mean there is your thought process. You are thinking this, but mind is thinking this. It's mean somewhere there will be related to imbalance, cross situation, or something puzzling situation, and therefore there is similarity. Got it? So it is talking about similarity of something, that is logic. So now look here, first paragraph. So because first is blank, therefore you should focus on last part too. So it is saying that it is not about, however your main keyword is brain, so you can't just put things anywhere you want, right? So it is not your home, it's not. So there is one possibility. Okay, hold it. The evolved architecture of brain is haphazard and disjointed and incorporates multiple system, each of which has mind its own. Evolution doesn't design things and it does not build system. Did you see it says evolution doesn't design things and doesn't build systems. So this, look at the cross figure, what it is saying. The evolve architecture of brain, and therefore brain cannot be considered the same as disjointed, incorporate multiple systems. Did you see? And therefore it should be option 2, not option A. Why not option A? Because we are talking about imbalance of brain, and then you can put anywhere, but here it is about house and everything, so there should be something placement only, then you could put anywhere, and therefore A, not B. Why not reading option 3 and 4? We can read it, but generally it makes sense, then you can pause. Evolution doesn't design things, it settles on system that conveyed survival benefit. There is no over arcing grand planner engineering system so that they work harmoniously together. Again, here no. Why? Because here it's about imbalance and here it is about the sequence. The brain is more like a big old house. So imbalance, and here it is about the larger area, and therefore we cannot go. So it's mean my answer should be option 2. All right. Now, so let's move to this one. So it says 5 jumble up sentences level 1 to 3 related to topic. Now you got that it is para jumble one. It's when it's a theta one, right? So what you need to do in that case, you need to go with just one people. Yeah, sorry. Just 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Yes. Now let's move to. Okay. So what we are talking about now, we are talking about jumble. So jumble is time taking, well, right? And jumble requires a lot of reading. Therefore, your jumble should be the last priority when you are saved with time. Okay. So keep 2 to 3 minutes time saving, and you find that now we are left with, in that case, you go with the jumble questions. Okay. So it should be your next priority. Again, which of the following four alternatives summarize the option best capture the essence? So now you know that this is the summary question, right? So summary question means what? That you have to summarize, and for that there is shortcut. But because there will be few paragraphs, hence you need to look at just few points. Okay. It says certain codes may be so widely distributed as a specific language, community, or culture and be learned so early an age that they appear not to be constructed. The effect of an articulation between sign and referent, but not to be naturally given. So this is your first sentence. It is about certain codes may be so widely distributed. Now, here this is your contradictory statement. Simple visual sign appear to have achieved a near universality in this sense, though events remains that even appear natural. So now certain codes, and after that it's all about the codes. Codes what? It's all about the code sense, right? And hence what you need to do, you need to just relate it. So whenever you are doing para summary 1 and solving para summary questions, then what you need to focus on? You need to focus on first line and the keyword. So the option that is defining what distribution is specific language, and after that examples. See, the operation of natural codes reveal not only transparency, naturalness of language, but the depth, the habituation, and the near universality of these codes. They produce apparently natural recognitions. This has effect of concealing the practices of coding which are present. Now you got, it's mean it is talking about the code's purity, its balance, right? It's mean we need an option that talks about all codes have a natural origin, but some are so widespread. Did you get? Here we are talking about naturality, and here it is about some doubt. So at least A cannot be the answer. Now B, it is says learning linguistic and visual science at an early age makes all such codes appear natural. These neutralizations of code effect ideology today. Though I don't know why I have either marked earlier or it was by mark, but yes, it is B is one of that we have connected. Not all codes are natural, but certain codes. Again, the error, language and visual signs are codes. However, some of the codes are so widespread they do not seem naturally. Did you see? So the here the passage is about what? Passage is about the positive sign of the codes, but it is talking about doubt one. And therefore we have picked B, because A, B and what you say? D. Oh no, A, C and D had the negative thought. I mean, they were the negative sentence, but option B was the positive one. All right. Again, parajumble. So as I said that the parajumble should be your last priority if you save some time, because in parajumble, though there is shortcut, you can apply shortcut. But what is main? The main thing is that you need to read all the sentence many times. However, let me tell you the shortcut also to apply, as it has number 2. Urban nights also have more. Possibly it will be second, it will not be the opening sentence. When more people use buses or trains, the services usually improve because public transport agencies run more buses and trains. Possibly opening. Worsening services on public transport, terrorist attack in such urban metros and rise fares have been blamed for this trend. It seems more likely that the public transport is being squeezed structurally in people's need travel to diminish as a result of smartphones and blah 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 blah. There has been a puzzling decline in the use of urban public transport in many countries in West. Despite this growth, the urban population rising employment. So now look, two sentences that can be when more people use buses, but you know that buses concern. Therefore, E cannot be the opening sentence. It should be 5. Number 5 should be your opening sentence. How? Because it is giving you concern. And also will be the secondary one. When will be the secondary one? And through that points you can relate it. So whenever you read first few words, it will give you the idea whether it should be opening sentence, closing sentence. Same with question number 20. Look here, it says animals have an interest in fulfilling their basic needs, but also in avoiding suffering. Thus we got. So did you get it? Cannot be opening sentence. Singer viewed himself as utilitarian and present direct moral theory of concerning. He argued, not opening sentence, the event that publicly announced, possibly opening sentence as such, not opening sentence. So when you read first few words, you will be able to find out the opening ideas and then get the clue. Now, so we are solving later because it will take time. So just I am going to give you the shortcuts. Now reading comprehension question 19. Now it's mean 15, 16, 16, 17, 18 and 19 will be your reading comprehension. 15, it's mean 12, 13, 14 reading comprehension. Now 11. So 11 again summary, right? So summary here, when you are summarizing the sentences, what you need to do, opening and closing. But look at that, whether there is any transitory word, transition in the middle of the sentence. Scientific research shows that many animals are very intelligent and have sensory and motor abilities that dwarf ours. All right. So now it is about the smartness of animals. Dogs are able, elephants, whales, blah, 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 blah are the examples. Many animals also display wide-ranging emotions. It is not surprising that animals share many emotions with us because we also share brain structures. Did you get the last closing sentence? Did you get closing sentence of it? So here it is connected. It's been the option should be related to that brilliance, mind, emotion and thought. Animals are more intelligent than us. It is not about the comparison, right? It's all about what? It's all about the brilliant ideas. The advanced sensory of motor abilities of animals is the reason why they display wide-ranging emotions. It's not the one-sided emotion. The similarity in brain structure explains why animals show emotions. Now, animal can show emotions which are typically associated with humans. All right. So now, a comparison, the advanced sensory and motor abilities of animals is the reason they can display wide range of emotion. So instead of talking about what is the reason, we have to talk about their thought process and function. The similarity in brain structure explains why animal shows emotions typically associated with humans. So similarity of brain, no, because they have intelligence, right? And they have ability to do so. Therefore, see, no, it will be animal can show emotions which are typically associated with humans. Elephant, blah, 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 blah. Last sentence, not surprising that animals share many emotions with us because we also share brain structures. Located in the limbic system, they are seats of our emotions. Got it? So here in this passage, you have conclusion. Got it? So whenever you are looking at summary word, if there is no transition word, opening and closing sentence will be more than sufficient. Okay. So it is reading comprehension. So it's been 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10 will be reading comprehension. 5 and 6 is your verbal ability. It's been 2 more. Same opening and closing sentence you can look at. It says cartographers design and create maps to communicate informations about blah blah blah. In part, did not worry too much about what. Although, now look here, it is about the cartographer's design. Although some simple usability research was done, like comparing circle or bar, cartographers knew how to make maps. Okay, although it was, but yet it's been again the positive one. Then again, there is no negative sentence. Today, map readers are more demanding because of the tools they use to read maps. Cartographers who are also influenced by these trends are now more interested in seeing if their products are efficient, effective. Did you get it? So, cartographers what? Role, smartness, ability, and design. Demand. These are the keywords that we should carry to solve the question. Okay. So now look, maps are being used for a variety of reasons. Therefore, map readers have become more demanding. It is because of variety of reasons, or it is about their smartness. Today, cartographers also need to look into the usability of maps because of new technological development. All right. New technological development have prompted cartographers to experiment their maps by applying these innovations. So, the tools they read use map cartographers who also influenced by these trends. Trend means what? They art are more interested in seeing their products are efficient, effective, and appreciated. Their skills, and skills means what? They are using updated trend. Modern map makers evaluate maps effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. Did you get? So it's not about the experiment, but it is about the uses, and therefore we should go with C. So again, look at, we have solved almost 2 to 3 questions of verbal ability, and in all cases what was common? Common was that opening, there was no transition word and there was no opening closing sentence. Okay, and therefore we got the answer. Now, so there were summary and three sentence completion one. As I said in the previous one, that sentence completion is also quite easy to solve. Okay, what it is? Comprehending a wide range of emotions. Renaissance music nevertheless portrayed all emotion in a balance of moderate fashion. Comprehending a wide range of emotion, Renaissance music nevertheless portrayed all emotion. So you got the first few words. It should be about the how Renaissance affected, how Renaissance came into existence, or how Renaissance worked. That will be the primary discussion of it, right? So a volume of translated Italian madrigals were published in blah blah blah. This sudden public interest facilitated a surge of English madrigal writing as well as blah blah blah. So other secular music writing and publication. So here it was then possibly one. Why? Because comprehending wide. It is says as well as spurt of other secular music writing and publication. So A is one of the possibility. This music boom lasted for 30 years and was as much a golden age of music as British literature was Shakespeare's and Queen Elizabeth. Did you see? It's mean Renaissance. Renaissance means what? New era. So already it is comparing with what? Comparing with the high time. It is not the, what you say, uh, renovation or Renaissance. Somewhere it should be something different. The rebirth of both literature and music originated. Rebirth is called Renaissance. Rebirth is called Renaissance. Now here Renaissance should come into existence. It's been option 3. Got it? So did you see the difference? So whenever you are looking at, just look at first few words and then connect it. You will get the answer. Okay. Now, after that, all are reading comprehension. So we run short of time. However, we will try. So I said that what we need to do, we need to look at some questions where you can match it. Okay. For the reading comprehension, now 6 questions and 8 questions you can go through the reading comprehension because many questions are a specific one. For example, Netflix had begun editing old episodes of Stranger. So now look at that where it is about the Netflix. Look here. Did you get? So now it is a specific one. Now try to understand question what it is saying. What is the purpose of this example? What is the purpose? Means a reasoning question. Okay. Why author has mentioned. So what you need to do, need to read 2 lines up, 2 lines down. Whenever you are solving reasoning question, purpose means reason. It's mean go to 2 lines up, 2 lines to check context. If it is ending sentence of the para, better to read para and summarize it. Subscribers were alarmed to discover dozens of platforms offering from COVID themed high thriller lockdown to the recent remake of The Witches has been quietly removed from the service. The news seemed like vindication to those who had long warned that streaming was more about controlling access to the cultural commons and then expanding it, as did reports that Netflix had begun editing old episodes of Strange Things to retroactively improve their visual effect. Did you get? So author is mentioning this part. Why? Because to convey the message that there is requirement of improvement. So somewhere reasoning is what? That it is affecting, it is catching, it is convincing, it is collecting broader views. So these are the ideas behind the reason. To show that art and in the digital, specifically film, is no longer sacrosanct and may be changed to suit changing the taste or technology. Did you see? Taste. So these were the our ideas also that they want to do for the some reason. The reason is what? They want to make it better. To show that streaming services are controlling access. No, because here the purpose is what? To go with the good thing. To show under how unsubstantiated reports are leading to the increased level of distrust. Got? No. So next is to show practice that justify the fears of the people who feel. No, here it was what? To give it better and therefore it should be A. So now the point is what? The point is whenever you are looking at a specific question, you should have some plan. So what if you have not revised or somewhere you are struggling with the revision? Then, oh God, in 4 minutes it will be disconnected. I'm really sorry. So I should not use this test. I have missed. All right. So just we are left with 3 minutes for this one because the explanation took little longer time. Now, so this was specific one. It's been reasoning angle. Okay. Now look at question 2. Oh, it was question 2. Would base invalidate main argument of the passage. So what is the main argument of the passage? Main argument of the passage is what? It wants improvement, right? Invalidate means not improvement. Improved cloud storage services have made it possible. However, just to look at the last sentence also, back then at least cinema was defined by the sense that the film was a good as gone one, it left your local cinema. Today the film studios keen to stays the breath of their back, blah 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 blah. Audience are may start to wonder my those sames and glow. Okay, so ultimately that the improvement part, it's been not improved version will be your answer. Okay, improved cloud storage services have made it possible for movie collections to now be preserved in perpetuity without need. When moving to the different geographical location, customers can easily use to bypass geo-blocking. Okay, recent research has irrefutably proven that Blu-ray discuses have blah blah blah. Studios streaming services have committed to giving customers perpetual platform independent access to G. No, this is not the invalid. This is actually the one of the valid one. It's been now we need to look at A, B, C. So the cloud storage was not the part. It's been from B and C. When moving to a different geographical location, now look here it says when the makers of Blu-ray discs claim they have a shelf life of 100 years, such statistics remain largely theoretical until they come to pass and are dependent on the storage condition. All right, not to mention the continued availability. Okay, here it says recent research has irrefutably proven that Blu-ray discs have shelf life at least 100 years. So it is not rejecting, right? We need rejection because it has 100 life. It's mean we should go with B and that is our answer. In 1 minute it will disconnected people. So in short what I said, now even it can be solved in 1 minute. Which of the following statement about the art best captures? Is it the same passage? Yeah. Yes, it can be. So already we have read, in the age of online subscription service, it is time to change our understanding of classic work art. Accepting retroactive changes to work of art is dangerous because it will encourage creators not to put enough effort into. Work of art belong to the cultural commons and hence must remain available. The art is increasing created, stored and distributed digitally. Access to it is counterintuitively like to be made more efficient by rapid one. So at least no, sorry, we have to remove it. Work of art belong to cultural commons. No, accepting retroactive changes to work. So this retroactive changes is talking a lot about the first paragraph and the last paragraph. Therefore, we should go with it. Got. So now it will. Oh, all right, people. So I'm so sorry, but the next time I'll not use the test paper. I'll use the, I mean, I'll use the PDF form. Okay. So the purpose of showing the paper was to just make you aware about that you can solve it. You can solve it with the planning. So if you are average reader and you find that somewhere you are not much, in that case you need a planning. So with the help of planning, you can solve your verbal ability and reading comprehension questions. Now in future I'll take the specific doubt of everybody. So people, if you find that somewhere, now we will not solve any live questions, but I want you to come with the ideas of what? Ideas of doubt. So in future now I'll take doubt sessions of everyone. So if you have any question about the strategy, let's meet one on one. From now I'll meet you one on one, people. Okay.